Good afternoon, everyone, and thank you to the conference organizers for this opportunity to share some ideas associated with the conference themes. This presentation is driven by the observation that contemporary art is inscrutable to large segments of the population today. My thesis is that the onus is on museums to represent artists and their work in ways that foster unity and understanding. During this presentation, I will be evaluating museum communications associated with two specific exhibitions at the Art Gallery of Hamilton in my hometown of Hamilton. To do this, I will develop a concept of what I am calling the universal audience to show how museum communications can attract audiences and provide important entryways into a particular artist's work. This is important when matters of unity, purpose, justice, solidarity, and hope are at stake. So regarding this slide, I understand the universal audience to be inclusive in much the same way that architects take universal design requirements into account when designing, for instance, a bathroom. A universal bathroom necessarily includes accommodations which make it usable not only by able-bodied members of society, but by those without such accommodations would be unable to use the bathroom with any degree of dignity or comfort. Such accommodations in no way lessen the utility of the bathroom for the broadest class of users, but extend the bathroom's usefulness as far as possible, thereby making the bathroom, from the perspective of utility, fully inclusive. Of course, regarding universal design, architects are referring to physical accessibility. An exhibition that is designed for a universal audience will be broadly accessible in the sense that it communicates widely understood ideas and is or would be of universal interest to humankind. Established in 1914, the Art Gallery of Hamilton is one of Canada's oldest public galleries and the region's largest. In this presentation, I examined two landmark exhibitions at the AGH. The 2011 exhibition, The Messenger, focused on the work of William Kurelek, and the 2022-2023 exhibition, Gatherings, focused on the work of father-son duo Roger Ferreira and Kareem Anthony Ferreira. William Kurelek was a Canadian artist living between 1927 and 1977 and achieved widespread recognition in his lifetime. He grew up in the prairies in a Ukrainian immigrant family. In his late teens and early 20s, he struggled with mental illness and moved to England, where he was hospitalized in 1952 and treated for schizophrenia. He became a convert to Roman Catholicism, met the woman who was to become his wife, and moved back to Canada, where he had his first exhibition in a commercial gallery in 1960. The posthumous Messenger exhibition was the largest art exhibition ever held of Kurelek's work, making stops in 3 Canadian cities. The Hamilton exhibition received financial support from all 3 levels of government and was reviewed by one of Canada's largest daily newspapers, the Globe and Mail. Critic Robert Enright endorsed the show, noting that, quote, "The open-ended plurality of current art making and a postmodern tolerance for aesthetic and personal eccentricity make Kurelek more contemporary now than when he was alive. In 2011, he seems like a prairie Hieronymus Bosch, his naivete replaced by a single-minded apocalyptic vision." The McMaster Museum of Art, a university gallery located in Hamilton, also endorsed the show, noting that they were very excited about the opening and, quote, "proud that a painting from their collection was included in the show." A 250-page catalog was prepared by the curators, describing the artist as, quote, "readily accessible, compellingly complex, and worthy of critical appraisal," and charting what they construed as a universal artistic journey from isolation, quote, "through religion to a place of hope and acceptance." The curatorial text associated with the exhibition further described Kurelek's experiences with mental illness and the ensuing treatments as a, quote, "search for his identity as an artist and as a human being," which underscored the humanity of some of his darkly imagined paintings, like this one, and framed them with reference to universal human themes. A local paper, the Hamilton Spectator, also published an article that made connections between the exhibition, the contemporaneous Easter season, and William Kurelek's Passion of Christ series, some pieces of which were in the show. This type of press coverage effectively legitimized the Messenger exhibition to a local audience and highlighted its temporal and topical relevance. Roger Ferreira and Kareem Anthony Ferreira are a father-son duo with separate but complementary arts practices in Hamilton. Gatherings was a major collaboration between these artists with an exhibition that profiled Roger's 35-year career as an artist and arts teacher, and Kareem Anthony's emerging practice as a painter of large-scale works in oil. The exhibition text indicates the Gatherings exhibition served as a quote, as a retrospective for Roger Ferreira, spanning the major developments and themes in his approach to painting over the years, including his focus on family and Black culture, the landscapes of Canada and Trinidad, activism, and spirituality. An article in the Hamilton City magazine described the exhibition as both a homecoming and a, quote, family affair that reflected Roger's fatherly love for his children. In an interview with The Spectator, Hamilton's daily newspaper, Roger expressed that he is, quote, amazingly proud of his son, Kareem Anthony, for what he has accomplished as an artist. These themes are also highlighted in the press coverage, which also describe the history of their collaboration amongst the artist community and with arts institutions in Hamilton. The universal experience of family life is further developed through the exploration of historical family photos associated with Kareem Anthony's childhood experience as part of the Caribbean diaspora. At the same time as the Gatherings exhibition, Kareem Anthony had another show at Hamilton Artists Inc., a charitable not-for-profit artist-run center in Hamilton. Entitled Table Manners, the paintings in this exhibition took as their source material photos of Kareem Anthony's immediate and extended family and their table culture, like these ones. These paintings are renderings of intimate, typically private moments made public in monumentally sized works of art. Moreover, the selection of personal and familiar subject matter effectively extends this zone of hospitality to anyone who is viewing the works of art. By participating in these mealtimes, celebrations, and family outings, Kareem Anthony and Roger's audience are invited into their family as guests. Breaking down barriers, hospitality focused on shared time over food and conversation is an equalizer that makes family and Black culture universally accessible, understandable, and appealing to audiences. Hamilton City magazine further explains how the gallery was crowded with well-wishers on opening night, representing a, quote, circle of love that included grandchildren and friends, and portraying their success as a triumph following years of hard work and modest recognition. Themes of success are cemented in a story carried in the Hamilton Spectator about how LeBron James, a very well-known American basketball star, had come to purchase a painting by Kareem Anthony and to hang it in his dining room. Featuring a photo of Mr. James with his family and the painting in the background, the article underscores the universal nature of Kareem Anthony's art through celebrity recognition. In the contemporary art world, galleries, the press, and networks, both formal and informal, contribute to the establishment and development of artistic audiences. It is in the interest of artists to earn the recognition of an audience, not only for the sake of their reputation and following, but for creating and developing a market for their work. As was evident in the foregoing examples, audiences can be constructed by relating elements of an artist's life and work. By presenting artists as individuals that are worthy of an audience's interest and admiration, audience members are invited to find meaningful connections between their own life and the art itself. Museums have a part to play by fostering dialogue and cooperation between governments, other institutions of art, the media, and artists themselves, along with their support communities. By affirming the artist's life and work in its particularity, galleries, the press, and art world networks establish the conditions for audiences to recognize the artist in his or her humanity. This is a key criterion for universality in art, especially since the humanity of the artist's vision is not a given for all people in all times and places. Artists in their individuality are not capable of constructing a universal audience. It depends instead on the recognition and effort of others who find in the humanity of an artist's vision something that they and others can relate to. By affirming such artists, galleries, the press, and art world networks are affirming that there is something in the artist's life and work that is of universal interest. It seems possible then, given the examples in this paper, that universality is a criterion of audience recognition in art. Thank you very much.